No, she is not. That's so cool. I was like, wait, she is? Oh no, I wasn't.
The system of the United States is so inherently racist that people counter-protest Black Lives Matter by shouting USA.
As if.
I mean, it's not like we're on stolen colonized land. It's not like a whole group of people were enslaved for generations. No justice!
No peace!
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 Breonna
Taylor! Breonna Taylor! Breonna Taylor! Breonna Taylor! What about George Floyd? Yeah. 8 minutes and 46 seconds.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe! 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 I can't breathe!
I just want to point out the fact that I have to text my parents every 10 minutes so that they know that I am still breathing, standing outside of the place that is supposed to protect me. Why do I have to text them every 10 minutes to let them know that I have not been taken down by the people who are supposed to protect me? Why was Breonna Taylor taken down by what she was supposed to protect her?
be digestible. That's it. Thank you.
Oh, here we go. I can listen. All right. Hello there. I'm glad I could make it today because I am pissed off. I'm pissed off like I'm pissed off. Because I had to say goodbye to my fucking uncle because they didn't want to say anything about it. They didn't want to solve the problem. And now, here the problem is even more. I'm not safe in these streets. He wasn't safe in the streets either. And I didn't do anything about it. Are they giving anybody justice? No! Am I safe here? No! Are we all safe here? No! No one is safe here! Nobody! Until we are safe here, we cannot stop being angry! No! We cannot stop being angry!
We won't stop.
We can never stop! Because they won't do anything about it! And so what are we gonna do about it?
We'll stop them.
Stay angry!
We'll stop them
Stay
together.
angry!
We'll stop them.
Stay angry! For their sake! For Breonna's sake! For my uncle's sake! For God's sake! For everybody here's sake! We're gonna stay angry until they do something about it!
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
So obviously, while this protest is for Breonna Taylor, obviously, like that intertwined, she is an example of how the system has failed the institution, or how the system has failed this country, and the institution that murdered her needs to be abolished. I don't know if there is any way to undo what the Attorney General of Kentucky decided, but justice for Breonna Taylor now means abolishing the system that killed Breonna Taylor. Now, when we say abolish the police, we say abolish the police because it is from an inherently racist, classist institution. The police, modern day police, are bred from slave catchers and union busters. Enemies of black people, working class people, native people, Japanese immigrants, Chinese immigrants, Irish immigrants. Enemies of marginalized people is where our modern police comes from. It is up to us as a community to reimagine what public safety means. It is up to us as a community to say, this is not serving us. This institution is not serving us. They have barricades around their statue instead of in front of protesters because they would rather protect property instead of people. So we get justice for Breonna Taylor by abolishing the institution that killed Breonna Taylor. I know that after George Floyd died, of course, conservative media went out of their way to slander his name and to make sure that people knew about his criminal records. But to me, that is testament that the system was failing George Floyd before the system killed George Floyd. A young man died in Roanoke County in 2016. His name was Keontae Spencer. That is another local example of police brutality that never saw justice. Roanoke County refuses to release the names of the people who killed Keontae Spencer. And his brother, Carl, has yet to see the uncut footage of his brother's last moments. He didn't even get to see his brother standing up because they cut and pasted the footage to prevent him from seeing what exactly happened. They killed Keontae because someone called the police saying that someone had a gun when all he had in his hand was his cell phone. All he Keontae's name, just to remember that this is a localized issue, and there are victims like Breonna Taylor all over the U.S., including in Roanoke City and Roanoke County. We are not safe. So when I say his name, please say Keontae Spencer. Say his name!
Keontae Spencer!
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 Say his
Keontae Spencer!
Now the next name is well, okay, so first of all, on Keontae, Roanoke City's favorite thing to say is that we didn't do that. That was Roanoke County. We're not like that. We don't do that here. And the first part of that now is Rushing Mormon. But you have a social media page, you have bosses, you have a chief of police, you have a chief of police. This police. If you think it is wrong to murder someone in cold blood and not hold them accountable, then as an institution you could condemn the actions of Roanoke County and call for some important action as an institution. And that is why we say all cops are bastards.
All cops are bastards!
Because every institution is protecting one and another. No institution has come out and said Black Lives Matter. They have marched, they have posed for photo ops, but no one is turning in their racist cops. No one is leaking the names of murderers. No one is trying to tear out the system root and stem. They are not using their privilege as people who choose to work there to fix the institution. There is no reform in it. A few years ago, Roanoke City poured over $1 million into reforming Roanoke City Police Department. But Rashid Warren still died. We have tried reform. Minneapolis, who killed George Floyd, the Minneapolis Police Department was leading the country in police reform. And George Floyd still had to knelt on for 9 minutes. And he was knelt on by multiple officers. It was not just one bad apple, it was several people. And still, no accountability. Rashid Morgan is someone who was murdered by Roanoke City Police a few months ago, and they have not released any information about the progress of the case, including the names of those who murdered him or how they might have been held accountable, which is ridiculous. So, again, this happens in Roanoke. This institution is just as bastardized, just as toxic as every other institution across the United States. They do not protect people, they protect property. And they use their position to unjustly murder people who they deem lesser based on the color of their skin. So when I say his name, please say Rashid Morgan. Say his name!
Rashid Morgan!
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 Say his name!
Machine wanted.
Say his name.
Machine wanted.
Say his name.
Machine wanted.
And just a reminder that today, in fact, of all days, especially after the indictment of the lack of indictment and justice for Breonna Taylor, that we protect black women, that we give black women space, that we don't make black women feel like they're too loud or bossy, that we don't make black women feel unprofessional because they wear their hair the way that culturally they represent themselves. That black women are taken care of by doctors. That black women are not bullied by their teachers from kindergarten up. That black women are not only sexualized at a younger age, but also sexually assaulted at a younger age. And that black women, when they are assaulted in any way, will receive the same justice that a white woman would. That black girls, when they go missing at incredibly higher rates, that they are searched for and found just as a white girl would be. To protect black women and girls, we need to make sure that they are not forgotten, because no one is more disrespected in this country than the black woman, and I would say in the world. And make sure that all black women here today, all black women in Roanoke and across the country feel powerful, because they are powerful. Empower the black women in your life. Make them feel safe, because the institution is not keeping them safe. Allow black women to be vulnerable and simply be themselves. And that is not a lot to ask. Say her name.
Breonna Taylor.
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 Just as an announcement, we do have ice water in these coolers over here near where I am. There's a blue cooler and a gray cooler with ice water. So please stay hydrated. It is hot today. We also have some snacks, and there's plenty more where that came from. The community has overwhelmingly come together and put through a lot of donations. So please stay hydrated, get some ice water. Also, there is chalk and there is sign making materials. If you don't have a sign, make one. We also have some pre-made signs for people to hold up. So stay hydrated, get creative, socialize. Thank you all for being here.
How do you kill a man slowly on a cell phone camera? Put your hand in your pocket. I can't breathe, oh, who cares? You won't have no more. No justice.
No peace.
If there's no justice,
No peace.
no justice,
No peace.
no justice.
No peace.
All it takes is a unified nation. Black, white, purple, and brown. They can't stop us all. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Act like you did. Your skin might be white. As far as I know, it's blue versus black. Blue versus everybody. Amen. They want to rule the world. Kill people and say, oh, he was resistant. I'll just feel them until he stops breathing. Till he stops resisting guys. No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
I'm sick and tired of it. Tired of it. I'm ready for this mess to be over with. March too many times. Yell so loud I lose my voice because the police just can't do the job and go home. You got a police to police now. That is ridiculous. We shouldn't be here. 2020. How we got slavery in 2020? Because we got slave masters. If you allow them to be, I dare you to put your knee on a man's neck in front of you. Woo! No justice.
No peace.
Won't be no peace if I'm around. I need some water.
Why is it that when we are in a global pandemic, you not being able to breathe is justification enough to not wear a mask? Yet somebody who can't breathe, they deserve it. They're a criminal. They did something to put themselves in that situation. Now, unless you're asthmatic, if you have a legitimate health problem that can keep you from wearing a mask, that's different.
Autism.
But the same people that can't breathe in masks breathe just fine in KKK hoods. I'm just saying. No justice!
No peace.
No justice!
No peace.
No justice!
No peace.
Why? I'm sorry, I can't do that. But why is it?
Don't apologize.
Why is it that property damage can justify murder, but murder does not justify property damage? I'm not going out saying to tear up the town. No, please don't say I'm saying that. But I'm just saying, no matter what we do, it's not the right way to do something. When Colin Kaepernick kneeled, that was too political. But when we rioted, that was too much. We're not protesting the right way. I'm sorry. Am I getting my history wrong? This country, the Civil War, this country was founded by a protest. It was founded by a riot. But when we are fighting for the simple right to exist, we're too political. I'm sorry, but why is a human life political? Yeah. We have a system that has so much racism ingrained in it. We cannot reform the system. We have to completely tear it out, root to stem, and build a new system. Because the system itself was built on a broken foundation. And unfortunately, history has proven time and time again that we have to fight not only for what we want, but we have to be ready for that call to action even after. They abolished slavery, and then they introduced slavery. And then when that didn't step us out, they introduced segregation. I'll use the timeline down here, really upset. And after that, they introduced the school to prison pipeline. And then there was redlining. And then make mistakes. The right to make mistakes. Why is it that when Brock Turner raped a girl behind a dumpster, he was a very fine person and he got an easy sentencing? But yet George Floyd, a man who was murdered, had his name dragged through the mud. They tried to, there was...
Woo! Take it easy, sister. Got a lot to say.
After Breonna Taylor was murdered, they tried the same thing.
Like her life was worth less.
Yes.
And she didn't have to do anything to make her life worth less. She was black.
Yes.
Black woman. That's not a human being. Please.
Yeah.
About to give you a breather.
No justice!
No peace! Police! Once there'll be a day when all lives will matter. All lives will be the same, equal, one day.
My name is Taisha Preston. And
Yeah!
I love you!
I was not planning on doing this, but Tatiana encouraged me to.
Yeah!
I don't want to make this political, but obviously I'm running for Roanoke.
Yeah!
And I feel like that's relevant because we're talking right now about black women being unprotected and being disrespected. And I feel like I have been the most disrespected candidate in this race. I have been called dangerous. I have been called radical. I have been called a threat to Roanoke City. And the only thing I've done is say that Black Lives Matter. That's radical. That's a threat to our city. It's ridiculous. And honestly, I was one of those people that had nothing but faith in our police until I became a victim of both domestic violence and sexual assault. And I went to them, Roanoke City Police. They did nothing to help me. And they actually made things worse. Police do not help. And for that reason, we need to divest from policing and we need to reinvest in our policing. If someone is having a mental health crisis, they should be able to call 911 and have a mental health professional dispatch. If somebody is having a fire, they're not going to call the police. They're going to dispatch the fire department.
Yes.
We already have a working model for it, and yet when we call for this, they act like it's something brand new. So I just want to commend everybody for being out here today. I want to encourage y'all to stay out here. I want to let you know I have no plans of going anywhere. I plan to continue to be out here with you guys, whether I'm elected or not. Please, all the help with you guys because that's what we need right now. We need elected officials who want to do the things that you guys want to do, but I also need you guys to recognize the real powers on the streets, and that's exactly what we're doing right now.
Hey, what's your name again?
Okay, you said it for me. I'll have it. I'm Professor. Yes. Hey, let's give her a round of applause. Let's give her a round of applause. Vote for the woman.
All power to the people. Power to the people.
Because the pockets of politicians are so deep, they forget that they work for us. They work for us. They work for us. I may be white, but I'm a woman.
Talk about it.
And I'm a pissed old.
Talk about it, mama.
I'm a pissed, disabled, old woman.
That makes you a minority. We got your back.
No justice!
No peace!
Defund
Police!
No justice!
No peace!
Defund
Police!
No justice!
No peace!
Defund
Police!
We could house the entire homeless population in Roanoke with less than 1% of their budget for an entire year.
Defund the police.
No justice!
No peace.
Defund them!
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 Police.
Take it to the streets, defund the police! No
Justice, no peace.
Take it to the streets,
Defund the police, no justice, no peace.
Who's streets?
Our streets.
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 This is your daily check-in, hourly check-in, hydrate, cut it out, get some sunscreen.
Get all hyped up. I'm gonna keep going, boss. I'm gonna keep going.
Don't forget your snacks. Make sure your sugar isn't dropping. And then just in case anybody, isn't aware, Hustle Haven recycling tip, really awesome place. They have opened their bathrooms to us, and then they have a refillable water bottle station. If you guys need to use the bathroom, or if you guys need to check in, when you're ready to eat, you are more than welcome to use their restroom. They have opened it up for us. They're in a, we have snacks in a little brown box next to this little cooler. Yeah. And then if you need more snacks, you can just want it up.
Yes.
We're all famous today. We're all Facebook famous.
And then we do have trash bags on this pole, on both ends of these telephone poles, if you guys need to throw away your trash. We don't have recycling. Oops. Yeah. Also, guys, if you want to take a break from screaming and yelling, we do have some chalk. You guys are more than welcome to chalk up the sidewalks on both sides. Just make sure you steer clear of their precious statue, because God forbid we get chalk on their statue. It's not even a good statue. Like, listen here, son, your sacrifice was noted. Woo! We thank you for your sacrifice.
That's not what I thought it was.
Okay, so a little fun tidbit of this statue. That is not a civilian. That is a cop leaning over another cop. So, it's not a civilian. It's not that he's done this heroic deed of like, oh my God, this poor civilian, man. It's another cop. It's the cop. His name was probably Joel.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure he was like shot. I'm pretty sure it was like a crossfire shot. It wasn't even like this heroic, like, oh my God, let me switch his bullet for you. It was like,
Probably pretty fine.
And then one of Jesus
let's talk about how statistically, what is it, 1 in 5, 1 in 7 cops beat their wives?
Yeah, something like that.
40% of cops beat their spouses. Yeah. That's just reported. So that doesn't include, that does not include probably the hundreds of thousands of people that do not report because cops protect cops. Or the reports get harassed, or redacted, or anything else.
Yeah, look at where they are. Look at that. They are in front of the police department. Literally. On the steps.
Okay. Let's talk about
Look at this statue, y'all. Look at this statue. How ironic, he's kneeling on a knee. And they got blockades around the statue so we don't damage it. You're supposed to block off the road to protect us from traffic. They put them around this statue of a kneeling police officer of all things. I'm losing my voice, as I always do.
After we had left, talked to them about how they couldn't walk to read the signs that we had put. The same cop had grabbed the same protester years prior. And they
Get these at Walmart for $6. You don't have to hold the phone.
I love it.
My hand shake too much. I can't hold it. The video will be like,
And I hate this. For every good cop, there's 5 more bad cops. For every, I put good cop and enforcement. All cops are bastardized, meaning there is no such thing as a good cop in a racist system. That's like saying, the officer was like so good. No. Oh my God, this is a mafia officer. You're doing a job as a Nazi. No such thing as good cops in racist systems. No justice!
No peace!
No
came, we saw, we shouted, we got angry, we got thirsty, we lost our voice, and now it's time to go home. Because it'll be time to do it all over again real soon. Just did it yesterday. Hey, Facebook. Who is that? That's Mac, Lieutenant Mecca. Bunch of people been on here. Mecca all over here. Leslie Girl. Time to go. I keep losing my voice every weekend. I got to do this every weekend. Good to meet everybody, even though I didn't get to meet you. Good to meet you. This is gonna be over soon. Hopefully, this mess will be over soon. We can go back to before Donald Trump. Y'all remember that, before Donald Trump? But it was like nothing was happening before Donald Trump. Yeah? Facts. You just called me out. Good point. Man made a point. No peace! No peace! No peace! No peace! No peace! Time to go, guys. Police!